right, and welcome. This week's goddess guidance comes to you. Y'all have to excuse my nails, but comes to you from the goddess Hathor about receptivity. All right, she says, allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, your energy, and ability to give to others. So we have the beautiful goddess Miss Hathor, and her message of receptivity is brought to you, well, not brought to you by, but she is a Egyptian goddess represented by the head of a cow to symbolize the sacred animal's life-giving milk and mothering tendencies. Hathor is a benevolent sun and sky goddess, helping with all aspects of child conception, birthing and raising, and you can call upon her to guide you in nurturing yourself as well as your loved ones. With that being said, the mothering and the child conception and birthing can also be any creative project or endeavor that you are wanting to bring into this world, or also tending to your own needs and mothering yourself. So with that being said, go ahead and just take a few nice deep breaths, bringing your eyes to a soft gaze, or just gently closing your eyes. Taking a moment to just settle in. Just setting everything else aside. Anything that may be calling for your attention, your awareness, anything that you may have brought with you to this moment. Anything you're worried about, curious about, pondering, feeling, sensing. Just take a nice deep breath in, put everything aside. Just noticing how you've moved throughout your day. From the time you woke up, you could just rewind your day. Watching yourself move from where you slept to the next place you moved to. And as you notice and observe the moments of your day, moving and shifting from the bigger picture, zooming in a little bit more on the details of your day. Taking notice of the things that you've received, whether it was guidance, insight, whether it was food, a phone call, a gift, a laugh, compliment, an opportunity to just be still, to contemplate, to meditate, to be quiet. Were you able to begin your day with a restful night's sleep? Maybe that was one of the first things you received. It's a good night's sleep that you woke up from, moved on to the next thing. What else have you ingested, consumed, received. Notice all of the little things and how, as you focus on just receiving one thing that may be obvious, it leads you to noticing smaller things, things that may have been overlooked, forgotten. Noticing how much you've received on the most incremental level. When you zoom out, looks like so much. And as we notice all those moments, little things that we've received, notice how it makes you feel to have received so much today. Does it allow you to feel seen, supported, taken care of, appreciative? Allow all of those things to fill you up. As you reap the harvest of your day, taking stock, gathering all those beautiful moments that you've received in a lovely bouquet. Holding it near and dear to your heart. Just taking a moment to sit in that sense of fullness, of gratitude, joy, awe, wonder, connection to not only those around you, to something greater. Something extremely intelligent and powerful that's brought all this together. Whether it's the law of attraction, the universe, God, Goddess. Take a moment to just be still in that moment of receptivity. What would it feel like to be poured into even more, to be filled even more? The more you allow yourself to receive, the more that you can have. The more that you have, the more you are a resource. The more you are well-resourced, the more you can give, move, flow, expand, prosper, and grow. The more creative you become, the more enjoyable life becomes. The more you allow yourself to receive, the more you have, the more enjoyable life becomes. If you know that, feel that, sense that to be true, question is, why do you stop yourself from receiving them? Why do you not ask for help or allow yourself to receive it? What blocks you from receiving even more? What is it that stands in the way of expanding your capacity to receive? In a world where you don't allow yourself to receive as much as you could, should, or would like to, how does that show up in your relationship to others? How does that affect the way you relate to others? Is that block in receiving causing you to deny assistance, help, or care? And so you may push people away, deflect, feel guilty, shame, weak, a burden. And then what happens from that space where you feel burdensome, where you feel weak, where you feel that you pushed others away? What happens next? How does this story usually end up? How do you feel about that story? Is that something that you would like to continue to do? Is that something that you are willing to just accept and tolerate? Can you notice when you zoom out, maybe zoom in, on how this block, this resistance, this habit shows up in the details of your everyday life? And what effect does it have? When people try to assist you or give to you and you allow yourself to block it, deflect it, or resist it, maybe even justify it, and then feel guilty afterwards, ashamed or weak afterwards. Do you notice other needs that have been unmet in other areas of your life? Do you often feel unfulfilled in other areas of your life? Do you feel invisible, not cared about, not cared for? So you put even greater distance between you and others because they can't possibly meet your needs. Or no one really cares anyway. They don't really get me. I'll just do it by myself. Always gotta take care and do it by myself. So you get burned out, you get tired, but you still won't ask for help. You'll just try again tomorrow. Go to sleep a little earlier so you'll have more energy to do it again tomorrow. You'll just lock in or double down. To make it happen. You'll just push through. Say affirmations, tell yourself you got it. Only to still feel tired, maybe anxious, worried, alone. What's the worst part about this whole situation? What's the worst part about being resistant? Feeling like it's weak to ask for help. What's the worst part about that? Aside from just the feeling itself, aside from how it affects your relationships, aside from how it affects your bank account, your home, lifestyle, future. What is the worst part about all this? Maybe you don't know if you could ever really do something because you've never tried. Maybe you feel like you lack skills. Maybe you feel like you're not competent enough. Maybe you feel as if you don't have the time, the energy, the resources to do what it is, pursue what it is that you truly love, yearn for, and desire. It's the worst part about not allowing yourself to receive. As you take a deep breath in, connecting to where you feel that in your body, how that makes you feel within your body, your emotions, thoughts. Maybe you end up feeling inadequate, insecure. Maybe your self-worth, your self-esteem becomes a little lower. Maybe you, at some point, have felt hopeless. Maybe you felt unloved. But the good thing is, at this point in life, you've gained enough experience. You know what it's like not to have your needs met. You know what it's like not to be seen, not to be heard, not to be resourced. You know what it's like to be burned out, to be tired, to still have to push through, have to try again, to reluctantly receive help, only because you are at wit's end and in desperation. So you settle. Take what you can get, tolerate things you know you really don't want to. but you do because that's all you can get right here, right now. Serves its purpose just for now. This is just a stepping stone for now. And then now becomes a year, 2, 5, 10 years later. So you've been experienced up until this point in not necessarily blocking your blessings, but only holding a certain capacity. The question is, in order to turn this around, what are you no longer willing to tolerate? What is it about yourself? What action step, just even a small one, can you make to create a new story around receiving? Maybe you say, the next time someone pays me a compliment, I'm going to practice just saying thank you. I'll say thank you, smile, and whatever comes up, I'm just going to notice it, feel it, accept it, and just allow it to be a sign. Allow it to be feedback. The more you are complimented and the more you just say thank you, better believe that habit of justifying or oversharing, over-explaining, it'll try to come up. Eventually, though, you'll be able to say thank you, mean it wholeheartedly, and genuinely receive it. And that's it. Nothing else, nothing more. Maybe the next time someone tries to open the door for you, instead of reaching for it too, just let them and walk through as the divine woman that you are. Gracefully, charmingly, whipping a nice smile out and just saying, thank you. The next time someone wants to take you out or a friend wants to treat you to something, instead of saying, oh, no, I got it because last time you did this or last time you did, maybe you just say, thank you. I appreciate that. That made me feel really good. You're so sweet for offering. Thank you. See, receiving is a characteristic of the feminine. It's natural for her to receive spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. For whatever she receives, she creates into something greater. Because a woman's vision can be so expansive, inspiring, because women are highly creative, intuitive, emotional. When she allows herself to open up the floodgates and walk through them and receive by just saying thank you, smiling, holding that in her heart, she begins to build her capacity to receive even more, but also to do more. Because now she has resources, she has options. She can network, she can build a community, she doesn't have to do it all herself. And because of that, life has more flow. Life becomes a little easier. She has more time, more energy to pour into the things that restore her, rebalance. She has more time to pursue that which she loves and enjoys. And so life becomes more fulfilling. She becomes happier, more joyful, more trusting in that something greater. And then receiving becomes a self-care ritual. Every moment where you receive, and just saying thank you becomes in itself a self-care practice, self-love practice. You see, even in your frustration, maybe feeling like you're struggling and having to do everything yourself, you may not realize it, but when you say out of frustration or anger, never mind, I got it. The other side to that is yes, I do have it. I have the tools to make this happen. And so even though I may be frustrated because I would like some help, when you say, never mind, I got it, you're actually speaking truth. You do have it. You have all the tools you need inside of you. You do have it. You have the skill sets. You have the competency. You have the intelligence. You have the experience. You have the resources, the intuition, the creativity, the power. You have all that you need within you. You have what it takes. And frustration, anger, irritation, resentment is really all just unmet needs. All those emotions like anger, resentment, frustration. It's just boundaries that have been crossed or not upheld. Anger is simply sacredness, a way of restoring balance that forces you to speak your truth and forces things to come to light. Anger is a fiery emotion, ruled by the element of fire. And fire is about power and transformation, illumination. Most of the moments where you probably got angry is because something came to light, something was revealed, something was illuminated, something needed to change, something needed to be released, something was burned. And so even in those moments where you grow frustrated or angry, because you need help, you need assistance, you need support, you need care, you need love, you need money, resources. And those needs don't get met and you become frustrated, whether it's with others, with spirit, or yourself. You just say, never mind, I got it. You do. Let's shift your perspective. Because what happens? You say, I do have it, or I've got it, never mind. I'll do it myself. Nah, it's okay, I got it. Yeah, I got it, girl, it's fine. You say that, and then what? But there's a good chance that you actually do it. You get it done. You make it happen. Because you have all the tools you need within you. It's just misplaced. The perspective's skewed a little bit. That you do have it. And so you know that the more you allow yourself to receive, the more you have. And so you may have received experiences that were less than desirable to where you now have it, right? How about we change the storyline of that? How about we spin that around? Make it a new story about receiving, having. Make it one that feels good. Like, I do got it. I do have it. When I look back, my mind is blown because every time my needs weren't met and I said, you know what, I got it. Never mind. I got it. I got it. And you do. You make it happen. And so you have that memory, you have that experience. Now you can take it and create something new. You can turn that story around, compost it, and plant seeds for something better. And then harvest that fruit, that abundance, and all the many, many ways that it shows up for you in your daily life. Take a moment to reflect on the day you've had once again. How has your perception maybe changed? What have you noticed? In the beginning of this meditation and how your day was perceived to now. And what are the next steps? What next steps can you take to keep the momentum going? It's fun, right? Feels good. Feels good to look back and reflect on all that you've received. Allowing you to feel connected. Something greater, to others, to yourself. How can you keep this going? What do you choose to practice The next time something is offered to you, it's the next step. What intentions do you set for yourself? How will you respond? Maybe it's with a little more openness with this new awareness. Maybe you still choose to be discerning versus guarded or skeptical. You can practice boundaries, discernment, intuition, and just stay open as well to the practice, which makes progress in ways big or small. All wins are wins. All the gifts that you receive, whether straightforward or blessings in disguise, everything is simply feedback. Even your frustration, your irritability, your lack of patience, your resentment, anger, it's all just feedback. Maybe the next time someone tries to do something for you and you say, oh no, I got it. Maybe you find that you stop yourself. And you say, you know what, actually, okay. That would be nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Very considerate. Maybe you pay them acknowledgement or a compliment in return. Smile. Appreciation, which helps the energy to grow. What's that version of you look like? The one that's open and receptive, she knows how to be charming and graceful, balanced in her feminine and masculine energies, where she doesn't take it as a sign of weakness to receive, but a pleasurable experience instead. It's exciting. Brings a little color to life because you just never know what to expect. But surprise, here's a gift for you. Know that this practice is simply a learning cycle. It's a cycle and a rhythm to everything. As you begin to shift the story, the actions you have around what it means to receive or to be receptive. Just because you're open and receptive doesn't mean you have to receive everything or just anything. You are a sovereign woman. You can choose what you're willing to accept and what you don't. No one said it had to be all or nothing. You can take some of this, a little of that, maybe a pinch of this, a smidge of that. Create your own magic. Create a new story. Create a new life. New opportunities, friendships, new unfolding in multiple areas of your life. It's like a domino effect. It's like a flower, a bud, one petal at a time, opening up. Maybe each thing that you receive each day, maybe it becomes like petal opening up more and more, and eventually its fullest expression is fulfilled. You see the beauty in things. You see the beauty in what really is. That being receptive is strength. Being receptive is honoring your feminine energy. Being receptive is a revolutionary practice. When we've had generations of depravity, suppression, oppression, repression, depression, practicing receiving, becoming receptive was actually a little rebellious. That's okay, because well-behaved women rarely make history. It's okay to rebel just a little bit. And in such a gentle, graceful way, just by saying thank you for all the little gifts, all the big gifts, all the gifts in your presence. You receive them with ease and grace. In your todays and all of your tomorrows. If you're ready, you can just take a nice deep breath once again. Wiggling your toes, your fingers, bringing some movement to the body. Taking a nice stretch if that feels good to you. And opening your eyes when you are ready. Alrighty. What is the collective message? So it's interesting because I don't want to say like keep like a gratitude journal. You can, if you have one, or even like a phone app, do that. Or you can just, literally be more aware. Hopefully you will with this, the way this meditation went. Become more aware of how you can flip that script, right? On what it means to receive. I kind of gave you some like prompts in there to help sort of push you on that path. If you find yourself resistant to receiving, meaning the whole, like example was, oh, I got it, don't worry about it, no, because you don't want to be a burden or feel like a problem or inconvenience anybody, right? Sometimes we hear that, but we don't realize that today is attached to when we were a little girl being told, oh, it's be a good girl, go do this, go help so and so, take care of this. um so it's like inner child work, right, which was one of the messages about child conception, birthing and raising, nurturing yourself and your loved ones. But it's one of those things where, yeah, you don't really put the two together. You kind of know it, but until you actually see how it shows up in your reality, you're like, oh, because you can tell yourself like, oh, okay, I don't have trust issues. Cool. Made peace with that. And then you could be like, oh yeah, no, I need to practice receiving more. Okay. But it's not until you actually look at how much it's costing you, right? In your time, your energy levels, your money, right? You don't realize how much it's costing you. So when you notice that, you're like, oh shit, well, I don't like that. Okay, it's costing me this much time. Yeah, I don't like that. That doesn't feel good. I don't want to do that no more. Okay. So what do you want to do now? Well, because I don't like that, the pain of that is starting to outweigh um, the goodness you can receive, right? So you want to try to balance the scales out, says a Libra, and start shifting your focus, your energy into receiving more so that starts to actually counterbalance the pain of not receiving. Okay, but you weren't taught how to do that receiving part until now. So maybe not until now, but but I mean, just pushing you that way. So it can come from, like I said, the prompts in tonight's meditation, as far as like, when do you say, oh, you know what, I got it? What are those moments throughout the day or in life where that happened? You can recall saying, oh no, I got it. Or there's certain situations, maybe there's scenarios, things like that. Like if it's just professionally versus personally, or maybe it's like with intimacy or something versus professional or familial, something like that. Notice this is your collective homework. Notice notice where you tend to say, oh no, I got it. Oh, that's okay. It's all right, girl. You know what I'm saying? No, last time you did it, all that sort of stuff. So notice or journal when that happens, and you'll start to see a pattern. So now that you're aware of that, when that pattern comes up, next time you're like, aha, okay. Like the meme, the guy's like, mm-hmm. So next time, hopefully this will stick with you and you'll be able to turn that around. And when you turn that around, then obviously your reality will now start to turn around. And you'll be more in this flow. It's kind of like like if you're stirring something clockwise, and then you stop, the water keeps moving around, and you start to go this way, and eventually it spins around the other way. It's one of those things. Okay, so you're just spinning the cycle a little differently. And so, yeah, that is your homework and collective message, is to allow yourself to receive, but also notice the moments where you deny receiving. Notice how that shows up, how you've operationalized that. Notice that denial of assistance. Where do you notice that in your life? Okay, so you can find that pattern and start to break the pattern, and then be able to take a step to counterbalance that, so that you can move forward in a different reality. So, all right. Recording.